Good evening, friends. Welcome to tonight's session. Welcome, Lina. Always our best wishes are with you, dearest Lina. And always may God take care of you. And we have also Pierre Pal, a big fan, Meena and Jedi. This is the time I managed to join the chat live. Great work. Thank you so much. And welcome, Lena. Among some of the good things that we hear from the USA is that now some actors like Al Pacino have joined the MAGA revolution and in a powerful speech has inspired America to come together as a team or die. In a small video, they've shown Trump walking around and they've asked everybody to join hands. And he is another voice that has joined Mel Gibson. It's very good news. I wish in our country also this would happen, where some sane voices, of actors would also join, and start, asking for a cleaning up of the system. Welcome, Fennel. Always nice to see you. And Prasad, very nice. Yes. So, friends, we have very important news coming from in Sushant Singh Rajput's case. So before I get to that, I just want to talk about this lady. So let me just show you the image. Now we're talking about none other than Farah Khan. Now Farah Khan says Holi is the favorite festival of all Chapri boys. And by Chapri, if you translate Chapri, she means men who are perceived as belonging to lower social class and having an outdated sense of fashion. Now, see, perhaps now what you call the Ranvir Alabadiya Samay trend is catching on. And this woman also, who like her brother, is very vulgar. When they talk, they only use four-lettered words, like mother dash, and F dash dash K. So these are the words they use always. The language is so foul. You cannot listen to even one sentence of Farah, without shutting the channel, right? So now this lady is criticizing about Hindu festivals. So my take is that, madam, why don't you criticize your own religion? Then we do not know whether your pretty head would be there at all, because Hindus are peace loving. They do not have any problems, even if you use any foul language as you normally do. And you're hoping to get some TRP the way, this Ranveer and Samay have got. Now, this is a very cheap trend that you have all started. And I'm sure, there's a bigger force that is at work and you're going to soon get it. So this is a piece of advice to this absolutely, what do you call foul-mouthed woman who's constantly mocking her chef, who she drags along for cooking shows because her what you call choreography and dance practices have all gone to the dogs. So now she's gone to cooking in people's homes. So she's nothing except a dabbewali. That is what better to call her, a dabbewali. Who's going around cooking in others' houses. Now Lena says she's coming from a community that doesn't understand Sanatani culture. Why doesn't she migrate to Pakistan? Absolutely. Welcome, uh, Gloria, and also Milburn. Always nice to see you. I do not know, Lena, if MAGA is pro-white, anti-India, and have attacked India. There may be people who are doing that, but for a fact, Trump, Mel Gibson, these people are trying to cleanse the American system. Now, I'm not bothered about, what their thoughts are, and as long as their behavior towards India is good. But at the moment, what I'm looking at is anti-human trafficking, anti-pedophiles, and all this. So everything that the Hollywood was standing for. So this is something, Lena, that we need to make sure that it is, in the world, we get rid of it. Lena says she will be better in Afghanistan. Actually, now she's has a YouTube channel. Boycott her. cooking channel. She does. It's not even a cooking channel. It's an abuse channel where she's constantly abusing her, cook. And poor chap, I don't know why does she expect her to be him to speak British English, and she keeps on mocking his language. So there's something terribly wrong with this lady, the whole family. So true. She constantly uses four language. Just block, yes. And Charishta says, Jai Shri Ram, Shri Hanuman, Namaskaram. In fact, Charishta, see, before I start, coming on the channel, I listen to all these, what you call, whether it's Hanuman Chalisa, talking about Mrityunjaya Mantra. We're talking about Durga Strotam, Dattatreya Strotam, and Ganesha Strotam. So, I mean, it charges you, and you become, very positive as you come onto the program. I only watch your channel, not interested in fake people. So now, friends, the interesting news is that talking about SSR. Now, there's a PIL set for tomorrow, that is February 19th, which demands a probe into the mysterious deaths of Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salyan, calling for Aditya Thackeray's questioning. Now, Sushant Singh's father speaks out ahead of the Bombay HC's hearing, says, Sushant Singh suicide nahi kiya hoga, baki jo I'll just complete as we go. The Bombay High Court is set to hear the PIL tomorrow, and they have sought further investigation into the SSR death case. And the PIL is for the arrest and interrogation of Shiv Sena UBT MLA Aditya Thackeray, linking him to the two deaths that have long remained mysterious. In a recent interaction with ANI, Sushant's father, KK Singh, expressed his hope that justice would be served for his son under the new Maharashtra government. He shared his belief that even after all this, the truth should come out. And so he was speaking in Hindi, which I'm translating. People from Patna, the local people, will know the truth. We can say that Sushant Singh did not commit suicide. Whatever happened, the local people there will know, and it will come forward in court. And he also said, I have full hope in the court, and it will be Sushant Singh. It will be on behalf of Sushant Singh Rajput. Now, Sushant Singh Rajput, as you know, was only 34 when he died in 2020, when he was murdered most gruesomely. And many people who want to side with the Bollywood people and the people who murdered him always say that it is a suicide. The initial investigation was initially handled by the Mumbai police, but was later handed over to the CBI, who since then, which is now 5 years, have been sleeping on the case. His post-mortem report confirmed the cause of death as asphyxia, though suspicions and doubts about the circumstances continued to linger, and they just kept quiet about it. Nearly 5 years after Sushant's tragic passing, the PIL filed by Rashid Khan Pathan, President of the Supreme Court and High Court Litigants Association of India, aims to bring the case to the forefront once again. As you know, Sushant's journey to fame began when he dropped out of engineering college and entered the world of theatre. In 2008, he made his television debut, and his big break in Bollywood came with his role in Kai Po Che. Now, his career reached its zenith with the success of MS Dhoni, The Untold Story, which not only catapulted him to stardom, but also endeared him to millions of fans. Despite his rising career, Sushant's sudden and tragic death left an irreplaceable void. Known for his kind gestures and love for his fans, Sushant is adored by many. His last major film, Chichore, was a huge success, and his final appearance in Dil Bechara was released posthumously on OTT, further solidifying his legacy. The PIL filed in the Bombay High Court has sparked renewed hope among Sushant's family and supporters that the mystery surrounding his death will eventually be solved and that justice will prevail. So this is something we are really looking forward to, because for 5 years we've been fighting for him, and SSRians, as we are, most of us are known, have been fighting relentlessly, despite the fact that even the sisters gave up and asked some of the YouTubers also to, not mention it anymore. Milburn says, could be a ritual murder besides it being jealousy. Don't know the full story. Charishta says, it's heartbreaking. And Nina says, CBI must have solved the case, but keeping quiet shows law is equal for all. And Vidya, always welcome and always good to see you. Miss Knight says, Jai Shri Krishna, good evening, ma'am, and good evening to the audience. I need to watch the stream live once more. I arrived late today. Always welcome and always nice to see you. And Pusak says, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for justice for our beloved SSR. Keep praying every breath to God to grant justice. Such a pure soul. What about the people who attacked Disha? It said that it is tomorrow, Gloria. So I'm just hoping that it will be tomorrow. Or I have not read the new date. So I'm not too sure about that. So everywhere it's written as 18th. And so 18th, sorry, you're talking about 27th of this month. Yes, because today is 19th. Yes. So friends, it's as Gloria corrects us, it is on the 27th of this month. Terrible for such a father to fight for justice like this. Losing your son in such a way is already, enough. But fighting like this for 5 years, says Cherista. And Lena says maybe the sister have realized nothing will be done. And welcome, Jay Parak. Okay, so now moving on to the next piece of news is again this foul-mouthed lady, so talking about her. Apparently, Samay touches Farah Khan's feet in a viral clip from India's Got Latent unreleased episode amid the Supreme Court ban on his videos. So amid this controversy, this clip of the show is now going viral on social media. The episode was set to feature director, choreographer and YouTuber Farah Khan, social media sensation Urfi Javed, comedian Tanmay Bhatt and rapper Krishna. So now friends, when these people, the PR say that it's going viral, you should understand it's not going viral. Please try to make it go viral and falling at your feet. So this is how the PR words it. Yesterday, I'd given you a whole, article based on how the Bollywood PR work. So here also you'll see that this lady is begging for some attention, and she hopes that she would get some attention, like these two, obnoxious persons got. In the clip, Samay can be seen greeting the panelists as they take on the stage. While he shakes hands and hugs Tanmay, Krishna, and Urfi, he suddenly dives to touch Farah Khan's feet in respect. Farah, in her jokingly gestures as if to slap him. And in another viral photo, the panelists are seated as Samay animatedly engages with the audience. So back in December 2024, Urfi had walked out of the stage midway after a couple of contestants made derogatory remarks against her, addressing the controversy she had written on her Instagram story. I think I missed the memo. Nowadays, people think it's cool to abuse someone or just slut shame someone for some views. I'm sorry, but I'm not okay with anybody abusing me, slut shaming me for my body counts, which they don't know, but they just assumed it must be high. All this for what? For 2 minutes of fame, the guy who abused me wasn't even joking. He got legit mad at me when I asked him why he was faking being handicapped. He just abused me on the stage in front of so many people. Now, it's very strange that, friends, that this guy, has nobody else's feet except to catch this person's feet. So, coming back to what we said, why are these people standing with Ranvir, Alabadia and Samay is the question. We're talking about everybody from, all these actors, and we're also talking about people like now a new character has come in, a lyricist and a singer, Swanand. So let me just get you the picture of this guy. Swanand. Okay, he should be somewhere. Okay. So I don't seem to have it with me. But everybody seems to be praising this guy, Ranvir Alabadia and this other person, Samay. So weighing on this matter, lyricist and singer Swanand mentioned that since apologies have already been made, it's time for these people to be forgiven. A certain decorum should be maintained. What actually happened is that cameras became a part of our lives, and we didn't even realize the difference between conversations meant for friends and those meant for family. Please listen to what he's saying. Conversations meant for friends and those meant for family. Now they should be forgiven. Apologies have already been made, he said during his appearance at the Sahitya Aaj Tak 2025. Weighing on the matter, he mentioned that since apologies have already been made, it's time that they were forgiven. So he added that these content creators just act responsibly so that there wouldn't be a need for the law to regulate and control comedy. Otherwise, it will become a reason for legal restrictions. And once that happens, many voices will be, silenced. So now here, it's not only this person, but also we're talking about Badshah. We're talking about Nupur Sharma, who is the editor of Op India. A lot of right wingers, and now all these Deepika Bhardwaj, all these people are Ranganathan, okay, and then there's Kushal Mehra. All these people are suddenly, holding flags for these characters, and they don't have any particular reason for why they are holding it. They just want to act as if they are very, very broad-minded. Okay. Now, Raghunathan should also say the same thing to his parents. Will they accept it? And will he be able to do it? Or will, this other lady, now there's another, uh, person who came on Rahul Shivshankar's channel, and she also said that it's all fine. Why do we have Ekta and all that and all that? Madam, see, those are also cases that are being taken up. That doesn't mean we forgive these obscene characters who talk about incest as though it's a daily thing that he watches, whether it's at his home or other homes, right? And then you have this other Kushal Mehra also, who thinks he's very, very modern and he's following on the footsteps of Abhijit Mitra. They talk nonsense and they think they're very mod, they very gay, very nice, and all that. But the fact is that they won't dare to say the same thing in front of their parents. They call it comedy. It's not comedy. It's not dark comedy. It's not purple comedy. It's not any color. It's mere, pornography that was not done. You just spoke about it. The next thing you will do is the more, you are given freedom, you might even do a pornographic act to get TRPs. This is how we see it. And to all those people are supporting, either they are paid for it, or they are getting some sort of incentives. So let me just take some points. Prasad says, Minaji, only people who would support don't have souls. They're against good morals, a culture. They're not worthy of any attention because by supporting wrong things, they want to be in the limelight. In fact, Prasad, I've always seen that those parents who, whose children, when they see elders, they touch their feet. I find it very particularly touching because it shows our own culture and how we bring up our children. And Charishta says, I didn't expect such a comment from Farah Khan. She looks so sweet on camera. And does she tell her cook what to talk each time as she walks in her kitchen? And Vishali says, BK Shivani cautioned Ranvir. Yes, absolutely. Lena, all these people have business and with each other. They will stick together. For SSR, even Farah Khan said nothing. Farah Khan is horrible. The brother and sister treated Ashutosh Gaurika. She's a part of the cabal. And even, yes, Vishali says, even Vivek Agnihotri. So what is happening is it's becoming fashionable to talk and support these dirty characters. The fact that they even find it in their hearts to make fun of someone who's physically challenged says it all. What a shame. These people have no moral compass and empathy. And Vishali says all of them talk about freedom of speech. The so-called right-wingers are so vocal about him. And they have a vulgar mind. What comes in their mouth, they feel it is normal. So absolutely. So such beautiful comments coming from your side, friends. That I really find it very, very not only enlightening, but also telling people that what the whole thing is all about. Now, moving on to another very, so people are going even more crazier. And the next person who dared to even interview the Prime Minister. Now, we're talking about Nikhil Kamath. Now, this guy, he thinks now he is now ruling the roost just because he interviewed the stupid interview that he did with PMO has made him the Maharaja of whichever place that he comes from. Now recently, now he's been passing tweets where he says that, see, we should be eating more outside. He says he reflects on the Singapore's no kitchen culture and asks restaurateurs if India has such potential. So now this is very strange because the Nikhil Kamath, who is the Zerora co-founder, shared that during his visit to Singapore, he noticed that many people neither cook at home nor have a kitchen. During a trip to Singapore, he also observed something striking about the habit of these people, that they don't cook and that eating out is a norm. This made him reflect on India's deep-rooted preference for home-cooked meals and whether this trend would shift in the future. He pointed out that India still lacks large-scale restaurant brands comparable to those in Southeast Asia. He also noted that only 30% of India's food industry is organized compared to 55% in the US. If India were to follow this trend, opening restaurants would be massive opportunity, but we don't have restaurant brands that have close to the scale of Southeast Asia chains do. What's the difference in our consumption behavior is something that he's asking. And will this change, say, when GDP per capita crosses 5,000 USD and labor costs increase 0? So this is something that he has been talking about. Now, friends, what I'd like to speak about this is that he wants our people, Indians, to fall sick by eating outside, so that he and his deep state masters can make profits by selling pharma products and from food chains. So there are a lot of comments coming with regards to this. So another person has written that sad take, we need to encourage home cooked meals in India and look for disruption in this space, not encourage consumption of unhealthy food. Another person said, why should we even endeavor to encourage hawker or restaurant cooked food over home cooked meals regularly? India has a great cook at home culture, and I pray that it stays this way. Now, friends, my take here is that, you remember the generation of our grandparents and, their parents and grandparents, they never felt sick. There was nothing like cancer because they ate just natural, good, fresh food. There was no fridge at that time, and they would just eat on food from on a daily basis. So nothing was a leftover except for kanji, which is good because it's fermented food. Now, recently, just some months back when I had gone to the doctor, I had a problem, and the doctor said, "See, this restaurant culture has killed India." And he said, see, please, for heaven's sake, don't touch food from outside. Just cook your own food, whether it's dal or a roti or just, rajma and chawal. Just eat home cooked food because that will make you make you healthy for the rest of your life. Otherwise, your gut is going to suffer. You know the number of cancer that people are suffering from, gut cancer, hernia. All these things are why? Because we are putting in food that has additives, that have preservatives. And first we had West coming into our country and saying that coconut oil is not good, ghee is not good. So all the things that are good today, those oils that are good today, these, what you call the oils that we, dismissed as making us fat or unhealthy, are the oils that we are using today. And vegetable oil has been thrown to the winds because that causes cancer. Now, nobody is touching sunflower oil or the other vegetable oils. People have all moved on to coconut oil. They moved on to ghee. They moved on to olive oil. So these are the oils that people are preferring. Even butter, which they said was bad, today is considered good. So here we have a friend who first misguided us by telling us that it was one of the best interviews that he did with Modi ji, and it was such a stupid interview that we couldn't even watch it. And at times we also saw how Prime Minister was getting bored and looking at him in a strange manner. So whoever fixed that interview should be kicked out of the office, Prime Minister's office. So now we will say the same thing about Pariksha Pai Charcha. Whoever fixed that, Deepika, Bhumika, and all those characters who came in, that person should be also kicked out of the Prime Minister's office, because these people are creating, influencers who are bad influence for all of us. So Lena says, ghee coconut West is using now. Copying India seed oil is good. And also, friends, now this guy, Nikhil Kamath, is moving from the west to the east. Let me tell you that in the east, people are very, very health conscious, and they eat, seafood. They are very particular on having hot soups, green tea. So let us not, please do not misguide, and tell us that they are unhealthy. They eat in a very healthy manner. I've seen it. So please don't, bring your stupid ideas, and think that you can influence people. Vishali says, even rice considered healthy now. Gunzai says, man, this is a new world order, globalist agenda of dismantling. Absolutely. Very well said in very few words. So true, outside food is hazardous, says Parag. And Vishali says, I love cooking and feeding people, and coming from the packets and restaurant is so unhealthy. I don't know what oil is used outside. Home food is the best and it's safe. Our memories now, our children memories are with our wonderful cooking cultures. Here, Lena, one more thing let me tell you. How many times do they heat the oil in which these puris are fried or these samosas are fried? So any of this food, even the spaghetti, you don't know what kind of sauces they put, what kind of colorants they put, preservatives they put. These sausages, which are actually, people say, avoid it if you want to avoid cancer. So all these, what you call smoked products. So when, we earlier, when our grandparents and all were there was no such thing. But now, these even do not tell us that don't eat such stuff, you will get cancer. But there are some very good doctors, very few, you can count on your fingers, who say that please do not eat food from outside, because we cannot trust the food that comes from outside. And with the coming of Swiggy and all these other Zomato and all that, children have also got addicted to it, which means that if parents are not at home, children order and the food comes home, and you don't know what ailments your children are going to end up with, after a few years. And yes, and Vishali says, before comes through the mouth, they have to think before. Yes, absolutely. And eating out daily is done inside New Zealand. Women hardly cook. Fish, chips, pizza, drinks is their daily food. And Nina says, our Indian food is very healthy. My theory, says Milburn, is that some of the British corrupted the rich families in India with their occult practices and introduced them to pedophilia and other perversions for power and control. And always you must understand one thing, Milburn, as you say, many people were killed before they were going to expose all these things. So, the case of the death of Diana and all the other people who were killed subsequently. So, Monica says, I know people still look at me weirdly when I bring my salads from home. They're like, couldn't you buy this instead of making it? I just ignore their stupidity. Salads is eaten a lot. All baked food they eat. Avoid oil as much as possible. And Monica says, yeah, and mostly they cook it in the morning and just reheat it and give it to you. And then you pay money for that. Nikhil Kamath seems to be under some notorious influence. But if he can land at the Prime Minister's door and interview him, I think the Prime Minister needs to be more careful about who is, doing these things. In my home, there's a rule, says Monica. We don't eat out unless it's a special occasion, and that too very rarely. Junk food is ordered a lot, says Lena. Ma'am, another globalist agenda is to encourage promiscuity in the holy garb of sex education, reason why Padukone and her likes are advising children. Highly dangerous agenda. Absolutely. Yeah. So moving on to the next piece of story is about Priyanka Chopra. This was Priyanka Chopra before all that plastic, you know, became a part of her face and her body. And you can see she looks very, very ordinary in this. And now you see the modern Priyanka, and just look at how she looks. I mean, she's completely different from what she was earlier. She's now chubby cheeks, and her nose is very pointed, and she's got very plump lips, you see. So everything looks different now. So apparently, let me come to this. There came a time when she did some surgery and she was horrified because the surgery went wrong. So, it apparently it seems that she wanted to return to Bareilly after a botched up nose surgery. She came to return the signing amount. So apparently there was a time much earlier in her career after her nose surgery went wrong. She had the surgery. They say to remove a polyp from her nasal cavity, but the doctor accidentally shaved the bridge of her nose, changing its shape. Now this is something hilarious. Okay, so what all is said to cover up for what she wanted. Now this setback led to missed opportunities and caused her to consider returning home. The director of Gaddar 2, Anil Sharma, recently shared that Priyanka almost went back to Bareilly after the surgery mishap. He spoke about it in an interview with Vicky. She came with a check. She said she has been fired and now she's moving back to Bareilly. They said that they were waiting to give my money back. I said, you keep the money, and I scolded her a bit. She then told me what actually happened with her nose. That's when the director convinced her to stay. It was a signing amount of rupees 5 lakhs, as Sharma also revealed that in an earlier interview with Siddharth Kannan. Thus, Priyanka was ready to move back to Bareilly as her father, who was in the army, was stationed there. However, Sharma doesn't believe he has any role to play in her success. I don't have any hand in her success. She is successful because she is very talented, and when you are this good, God sometimes brings people in your life who give you a push. And I think I could have been one of those people. Now, see whether he played God, we do not know, but this is what he says. Now, coming back to this point is that Bollywood lives in a very, very artificial society, and everything that they do is artificial. Even the love between Kareena and Saif, we've explored that in detail. We know that there is no love between the two, but they are there because of certain reasons, and the mantra is money. We all know that it's money. Money keeps these people together. And to get more money, they all change their facial features, and suddenly someone who looks very, very ugly, becomes the most glamorous person. For example, you look at Malaika Arora. If you look at what she was before when she got married and what she is today, you wouldn't recognize her. So it's the change is so much. In fact, some people get so annoyed, and they say that Shilpa Shetty, says that she can do all these yoga poses and all that, and they make fun of her because they say that so much of her body has been sculpted. It's not yoga that has shaped her body; it is the knife of the plastic surgeon. So, oh my gosh, can't recognize her. All these people go for surgeries, says Alina. His interview with PM is horrendous. I could have. Nice one, indeed, Shushali. As much as I can, I prepare my meals for my week. Absolutely. Yes, isn't he dating? Yes. I wouldn't say it's dating, Parag. There is something else, what she was connected with, So these people are, linked by certain other things. And of course, people like Samir Vakre could always enlighten us in that area. Now, Monica says, honestly, Saif and Kareena's marriage looks contractual. I hate to see it. Say it. Yes, absolutely. Well said, Monica. And also, recently someone was talking about Kiara and Sid, that, Sid is gay and he had an affair with Karan Johar, and then he left him. and then they have this, business-like marriage with Kiara. So in Bollywood these things happen because they're so used to telling lies that you really don't know when they speak the truth. It's like the wolf situation. When the real wolf comes, they don't know. And in this case, it has been Sushant Singh Rajput who has played the role of the wolf, and he's made sure that each of them suffer. And none of them are going to have any successful movie. Recently, they spoke about some movie that has come as a rerun, or they brought it back again. And I see that in that movie there is a Pakistani actress, a serial actress. So I don't know whether it's a Pakistani movie or it's an Indian movie. So that's also very strange coming from them. And thank you, Purnima, for your contribution. Really sweet of you. My favorite channel for real news and facts. Everyone, please like, share, subscribe, and support. And Purnima, and to all the others who are so kind to contribute to the channel, you are doing one. You're going one more step towards patriotism and truth, because this is the only way we can enlighten people and tell them what is wrong and what is right, and what the media today, mainstream media, refuses to tell you because of their sponsors and their patrons. So thank you so much for that, Purnima. Lena says, no one talks about SAFE's recovery. Absolutely. And Gunzai says, ma'am, did you know that Niti Aayog is the gateway for all the foreign NGOs who the globalists are slyly using to push dangerous agendas to destroy our family structure? In fact, Gunzai, we've been talking about this again and again, that whatever they do, whether it is this Urfi Javed or whether it is these rascals who have come in the name of beer biceps and Samay, the other guy, all these, Reina and all these people who come, and how they blend, religious stuff with the Bollywood, boot polishing, is to tell you that we are going to regularize Bollywood and make them your gods again. That will never happen. So this is something we have to tell them, that this is never going to happen, because the death of Sushant Singh Rajput was the, what you call the death knell, for these people, because after that their movies have never succeeded. And Pathan, they had to show, almost false numbers to say that the movie, made so many millions. So this is all happening, and you can see the kind of, old age that has hit Shah Rukh Khan and Saif and Amir Khan. They're all giving up, because now they're trying their best to push their children, because they know that their time is over. And they're also not sure whether their children will perform, because they're also lousy actors. Most of these celebrities are narcissistic. Yes, they can't love. These people are soulless, empty from within. Very well said, Shive. And don't these politicians do proper vetting before choosing their interviews? Yes, this is something that's so important. And every time we look at it, say, you were doing Man Ki Baat, it was all fine. And Modi ji has a lot of experience to share with us. Why does he combine? It's like Einstein, looking for some clown to, endorse. That's what he has done in Pariksha Pe Charcha. Instead of getting top scientists, and you're getting astronauts and nurses and doctors, these are the people who will give you, valuable knowledge to the students. Why do you call these people who don't even know, who have not even graduated from school, and they talk about depression? What do children know about depression? They're all, give them positive energy, talk to them, and sort of motivate them to do well. Question is not whether they say dark comedy. Real danger are the people behind them. Very well said. And the damage they will do in future. They will not stop at jokes. We don't know what they will do in future. And Lena says SSR's curse has really come to haunt Bollywood. And Gunzai says, now I wonder if Sushant, after joining Niti Aayog, however, inferred what their sinister goals were and was eliminated. Absolutely. Very well spoken, all of you. Thank you for your very, very intelligent comments, and for the fact that you're joining hands with us to bring out truth, and also spread your patriotism and your love for the country. Thank you so much. Good night. Jai Hind and Jai Shri Ram. And before I go, I'll just take a few comments. Vishali says Modi ji usually endorses common people. I wonder why he did that. And Kaushik says, question is, yes, this I have already taken. And Gunzai, thank you always for supporting us. So good night, Jai Hind, and Jai Shri Ram.